Hi, this is Joe from joesinternetmarketing.com, and the next thing we're going to do as we build out our new website is we're going to finish going through some of the default settings of WordPress and change them to kind of make them a bit more optimized for what we need. We just updated the header. We just changed the header, and we're working with the default theme that comes with WordPress. Here's the new image. We got this image off of the stock exchange, which you can find at sxc.hu, and so it's coming along pretty good. The default theme is really nice. It's very flexible. That comes with WordPress. I just added this image I got for free off of Stock Exchange, and it's already starting to look pretty darn good. Well, now one of the things we want to do go through here is we want to change some of the default settings. I haven't added any plugins or anything. We activated the default Akismet install. Our users, tools, we want to go down here to settings. Okay, so the general settings of our blog are right here. Click on General under Settings, and it's going to display that. So here we have our site title and our tagline, and these were set from when we first installed our WordPress blog from Fantastico. If you remember, when we went to our HostGator cPanel, we used Fantastico to install our WordPress to our new domain name. Here's our domain name. Now, one of the things I like to do, you can or you don't have to do this, but I like to have some consistency. So you either use the www or you don't use the www. So a lot of people, they kind of like the www, especially new people, to the internet. So I'm going to just add this www to my domain name, and here's my email address. Right now I don't want anybody to register. I'm going to leave my time zone. I'm going to make the time zone the same as mine. You can either change it by the time, or you can find your find where you're located. It's kind of tends to be a bit hard, especially if you don't see where you're located. I'm on the East Coast, so I can select New York. That works fine. September 25. That works pretty good. Time format, that's fine. Week starts on a Monday. That looks good. So when I save changes, since I changed this www, I have to log in. And what has happened is I was logged in at just Beginner Base Player. Now I'm at www.beginnerbaseplayer. So I have to re-log in. So I'm going to be admin, and my password I'm going to enter in, and I just say login. There we go. So now we're back. We're back into our admin panel, our dashboard. So we just clicked on General, and we made those changes. Now I'm going to go to Writing. And these are your preferences for when you write. Now, this post box here, this is for the editor, and I liked my editor to be a little bit bigger than just 10 lines, so I changed this to be 27. Default category, we changed that in a previous video to our uncategorized category. We made that bass guitar articles. The link category, it's still blog roll. So I want to go back through. I want to change this, and I'll do that here in the next couple of minutes. But I want to go through all this first. I don't necessarily need to enable Atom publishing or the XML RPC. If you have the WordPress, say you have an iPhone or an iPod or Android phone, you can actually update your blog from your phone. And when you do that, you'll need to check this. But for now, I'm going to leave it unchecked. And in update services, Ping-O-Matic, Ping-Goat, there's a whole slew of update services that you can add to your blog. And what that'll do is every time you add an article, it'll go out and it'll let all these services know, hey, there's a new article here, and they'll come back and they'll ping you, and it really helps with indexing. For now, I'm just going to leave the default. In a later video, we'll go through here and we'll add a whole bunch more of these update services. So I click Save, and we go to our reading pane. I want my latest post, and for now, I think I'm going to change this to be 5 posts showing on the main page. One of the things I've been noticing, Google really likes a lot of content on your home page. And if I put 5 posts worth of content, or even 10 posts worth of content, it's going to be a lot of content on that homepage. And Google really loves it when there's a lot of content on your homepage for some reason. I'm just going to put it to 5. Normally, I would probably put this, once I get good and indexed and I've got a lot of good traffic in there, I'll probably change this to 1, or I'll create a static page that's more of a front page for my website. But for now, I'm just going to leave it at 5 posts. For syndication, this is for your RSS feed. I'm going to make it just 1 item sent out. So every time I add an article, if anybody signs up to your RSS feed, they're going to, and every time I add an article, they're going to be updated with that 1 article. I'm going to make it the summary. So what that does is that the RSS feed will only send a summary of your article, and that'll kind of inspire them to come back to your blog, and then hopefully they'll look around, maybe click on an ad, who knows. Discussion. This is for your comments section in your WordPress blog. One of the things I like to change in here is what I want to do here. I like to, oh, it's by default. This used to not be default. Enable threaded or nested comments. I like to enable that. You can do a lot of tweaks in here, but that's the only one normally that I update. Since I didn't change anything, I'm not going to change it. Privacy. Another thing that they've changed, it used to be a default, was to block search engines. And you can update this. You can change this to block search engines until you get your site all put together. The only thing is you got to remember to come back here and change this back again. The last thing is permalinks, and this is really, really, really important. By default, when you create your articles, they're going to have this question mark P equals number. And what that is basically it's saying the P means post. The post equals, and then this is the post ID number. So your first post is going to be number 1. Your second post is going to be number 2. Well, that's not very reader friendly, and honestly it's not very search engine friendly either. So what we want to do is we want to change this, and you can make it the day and name, you can make it month and day. What I typically like to do, I like to do a custom structure, and then what I'll do is I'm going to just grab all this other stuff here. Oop. It's very important how you do this. So I'm going to make it just the post name. So /% post name %/, and that's basically a variable that whatever your post name is what it's going to be. So it'll be like /5 tips for bass playing. You know, it's going to be what it is. Category base. Sometimes you can change this to be by default. It'll say the category name, or it'll say the word category. Like I could change this to be just bass, since this is all about bass guitars, or I could change this to be guitars. It doesn't really matter. I like to. You can just leave this as default. It's not that big a deal. And tags are for tags. If you want to change, instead of it saying /tag/ and what the tag name is, it can have a different word here. But that's about it. So we've changed all that. The other thing I wanted to go back through and change, I think, was blog roll and link categories. So I clicked on links, link categories, and blog roll. Well, that's not very friendly either. So I want to say base links. That's fine. Delete that, update, and it'll automatically create the slug for you. So now we're base links. Okay. So we're done. So now what we need to do, if I come back to the front page and I just do a refresh, not much has really changed. What we're going to do now is we're going to look for some content and then look for some plugins, and I think we'll be done. So this is Joe with joesinternetmarketing.com. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.